At Refuse to Lose 2016, legendary tag team wrestler Bret the Hitman Hart introduced the WCPW Tag Team Championships. A tournament to crown the inaugural tag team champions would follow. Later it would be called the Adam Pacitti Tag Team Tournament. It was back when Adam Pacitti was still a bit of a twat. Here's a VT I made earlier. In the first match of the tournament, Prospect beat Lost Perspectiva. Also in the first round, the team of Johnny Moss and his new protege, Liam Slater, upset firm favourites Moustache Mountain to advance at True Legacy. Also at True Legacy, the short-lived team of Strong Style Collective advanced after defeating El Patron and El Ligero, moments after Ligero had defended his Internet Championship. Joe Coffey enlisted the help of his brother Mark and entered the tournament. They advanced to the semi-finals after defeating Master and Servant and Mean and Kid. In the first of the semi-finals, Moss and Slater continued their impressive form by defeating Prospect. Moss's excellent training and Slater's willingness to learn, putting them on the brink of championship gold. Meanwhile, in the other semi-final, the Coffey brothers eliminated the Strong Style Collective, setting up the final. Moss and Slater versus the Coffeys to become the inaugural WCPW Tag Team Champions at Delete WCPW.
Our referee is holding the most cherished possessions, the brand new WCPW Tag Team Championships. One of these two teams will be leaving with those belts around their waists here in the coming moments. A look of disdain on Moss's face after that chop. Now, if Joe Coffey's learned nothing watching Johnny Moss matches, it's that you don't want to get into a chop fest with him. Snapmare takedown. Coffey wisely changing strategy very quickly. Goes to the ropes. Moss will go for the leapfrog. Look at the agility from the big man. Drop kick.
And that's the thing that's so terrified about Johnny Moss. Well, that and his strength.
Moss and Slater beating Prospect in the semi-finals. Moustache Mountain in the quarters before that. Now look at this swing from Coffey. The double underhook into the suplex, into the pin. And Slater out at 2. In the end, takes out Moss as Markov he accidentally takes out his own brother. The roll-up from Slater. Slater trying for the element of surprise. Moss's Coffey's shoulders did not stay down for the full 3 seconds. And Slater going to tag Moss back in. What we're seeing, oh God!
Wow.
Another superhuman suplex.
How'd you prepare
from the Cumbrian Man Mountain
with Johnny Moss? I mean, there's no amount of training that can get you ready for this kind of confrontation. Oh, Black Coffee. Oh.
Yeah, it's blocked by Moss and German suplex. Liam Slater is on the top. Liam Slater from up high takes out both Mark and Joe Coffey. Oh no, Johnny Moss! Johnny Moss!
Oh. God, the floor shook.
Have you ever seen a big man that can fly through the air like the Cumbrian Man Mountain? Here at ringside has not recovered. Slater is back in his corner.
Gosh. Oh, Dave, he's going for that giant swing.
He can't get that on Moss, can he? No.
Moss, the leg strength from Moss.
Yeah, Moss with those tree trunks for legs. Slater off the top of the missile drop kick.
And what great tag wrestling by both teams. Classic, textbook tag wrestling and an aeroplane swing.
Yeah, this time he gets him. This time he gets him. He couldn't get it on Moss, but he can on Slater. And now into the Boston Crab. The Boston Crab. Slater ducks the double clothesline attempt from the Coffeys, but he can't do anything about that mid-air uppercut.
He may have just knocked him out, Dave.
Moss!
Oh, did you see that? Straight into that European uppercut, Dave.
We've seen Moss do that before, and obviously Joe Coffey had seen him do it before. Coffey goes for Black Coffee, and instead, an overhead belly to belly, and Joe Coffey's feet kicked his brother in the head.
Hold on, Dave. Fisherman Brainbuster.
Slater is calling for something here.
You know what they're going for, Dave? This is the move they use to finish their opponents.
Hang on, Slater on the top.
Headbutt.
Slater with the headbutt. The cover on Coffey. And Liam Slater and Johnny Moss win the tag team titles.
Wow.
What a match.
Despite Moss and Slater having an impressive early run with the championships, beating the likes of Strong Style Collective, Prospect and the Swords of Essex, it would be their confidence that would be their undoing. Johnny Moss would invite multiple teams to compete in an open invitation ladder match.
You want these belts? Come and get them. Answering the challenge were the teams of Prospect, Ligero and Kidd.
I'll be there too!
And the Swords of Essex. Will Ospreay, who had already competed early in the night against Ricochet, would replace Paul Robinson.
Will Ospreay! One more time, and the ring ropes are up.
Yeah.
He's back. He's got a reprieve.
Here we go.
And here we go.
Throw in a top rope, throw in some ladders. We are becoming a very favored area here.
Oh.
And Slater. And how about Ospreay after wrestling Ricochet earlier in the night?
Ospreay can't help himself.
No.
I don't think Ospreay can help himself. Oh my God Almighty! Good Lord, Ospreay in another time zone.
Gabriel Kidd and El Ligero have in mind.
El Ligero over the top.
Oh gosh.
Oh my Lord!
Oh! And what is Prince Amin doing? He's got his magic carpet. A whole new world.
Where's John Kay, Steppenwolf? Google it. Magic carpet ride.
Oh! A new fantastic point of view for Prince Amin. Looks like Gabriel Kidd's going into a Terry Funk-like mode here.
Oh, man. It's a Home Depot special.
That's the old Funker. Wow. Kidd, too girthy, turns the Swords of Essex inside out. Oh, crossing the legs like that. That exposes the hip. Ow!
Oh, man.
Oof. Remember, the hip is a ball and socket joint. It can pop out just like that.
Oh, Mossy back. Wainwright back. Bam! Oh!
And both men down on their backs.
Wow, look at that. Man. I've been an ass before, but I'm on an ass. What about that? Look at this! Look at this, ladies and gentlemen! The strength of Mossy! Johnny Moss!
What the hell is going to happen here? Ooh, modification on the Doomsday device.
Tell him, Hawk! Yeah. Tell him, Animal! Oh! Oh!
Ooh. Ow. Nowhere to go there.
One way to get rid of the strongest man in the match. A double team with the ladder.
And Johnny Moss.
Moss has got maybe some busted ribs or some sort of internal situation, telling his partner to get back in there. We got our titles are at stake. You see a lot of great young talents here in WCPW.
Ow. That's it. Kidd, nothing between Gabriel Kidd and history. His true destiny could.
Oh, there's Ospreay. Will Ospreay taking a.
But
the cutter. Ospreay.
Kidd saw that Wainwright had Prince Amin. It distracted Kidd long enough, and now the Swords of Essex are drawn.
But we are new champions, new tag team champions.
So the Swords of Essex will become the second WCPW Tag Team Champions. Perhaps the exit of Johnny Moss, though, played a big part in that.
I'm a bit lost for words, to be honest. I don't usually speak. It's Mossy who speaks to me, but to sum it up, devastated. We were making a name for ourselves with those tag belts. We were bringing the meaning. They meant something to us as much as we meant to them.
The injury to the elbow would go on to leave Liam Slater without his partner, sporadically teaming with the likes of Moose and Matt Riddle. He'd also gained notoriety competing for another WCPW championship. As for the Swords of Essex, they kept hold of the titles for a substantial amount of early 2017 and would go on record as the longest reign to date. Whereas the trait of Moss and Slater's reign was confidence, the Swords of Essex reign could be defined by cockiness. The first attempt at their titles came in the form of the WCPW champion Drew Galloway teaming with the former general manager Martin Kirby. Their cockiness almost cost them the titles against the debutant and relatively unknown South Coast Connection. As punishment for Ospreay's treatment of Jack the Jobber in recent months, they were made to defend their titles in a four-way against SLATER, who was now teaming with Matt Riddle, Prospect and the Young Bucks. They would also defend the titles against Prospect in their final match before encountering the IWGP Tag Team Champions, War Machine.
By these Viking-like warriors in front of him.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's had a beer before, if not a beard.
Oh, it seems like he's had some liquid courage before coming out here to face War Machine.
A few too many beers every Friday night in Romford, from what I've heard. Oh, God! Running forearm.
Keep those words soft and sweet, because you may have to eat them.
Raymond Rowe has knocked Scotty Wainwright completely unconscious.
And look at this. In fact, I don't think it was released on vinyl, but look at this.
Oh, my.
Oh.
Well, that did not go quite as planned. Ospreay!
Screaming, as would I.
Both into the opposite corners, taking out the WCPW Tag Team Champions. Hansen with a low cross body, and it was almost enough to claim those tag titles on the debut here of War Machine on Loading.
Oh, what is this now?
Hang on.
Oh, no way.
Rowe has Hansen. Oh, God. Oh, my.
What a sight that must have been for Will Ospreay to see that big rear end coming right at you. But again, the Swords of Essex always find a way.
If Hansen is unable to unload with those strikes, and that can at least take away one of the many weapons in the War Machine arsenal.
Cut him down to size.
Oh! Off the shoulders of Wainwright, the senton splash.
He's one of a kind.
And we're maybe seeing the weakness of the War Machine, in that the longer this goes on, the more stamina is an issue. Scotty Wainwright is still completely out cold. I think Ospreay wanted the tag.
Well, Ospreay can't do this all on his own, Dave Bradshaw. No way, he may be one of a kind, but even he cannot hold on to those WCPW tag belts all on his own.
Well, Wainwright was knocked out cold at the very beginning of this match.
He's still reeling from that. He's in trouble here.
He got back to his feet a couple of times, but he's now down on the outside. Referee Joel Allen is checking on him.
Scott Wainwright is out of this match. Trust me,
Ospreay
Dave Bradshaw.
picked up, being held up high by Rowe. Shoulder block. Ospreay.
What? Whoa!
Oh. The middle rope. Rowe. Gut wrench. Oh, Ospreay counters.
No way.
Ospreay. Oh, God. Ospreay takes out Hansen, who's into the crowd. Well, Scotty Wainwright is finally being taken out of here. This is a lot like when Johnny Moss was taken out. The shooting star! Oh, my God! Oh, my God! The shooting star from Ospreay!
I think these fans have a newfound respect. Oh, here we go.
Ospreay! He takes out Hansen! Oh, Rowe picked him up, slammed him down, and a knee into the jaw.
This is trouble. This is danger.
Picked up, caught him, slammed down, power slam, cover, the War Machine. Will they? Will they? Yes! War Machine are the new WCPW Tag Team Champions of the world.
Like the first time the tag titles changed hands, it was a loss of a team member that would play a huge factor in their defeat. Despite an incredible performance from Will Ospreay, War Machine were the victors, becoming both the WCPW and IWGP Tag Team Champions. War Machine would go on arguably the most dominant run with the championships, with every match contended over what they would call War Machine rules. And that means
there are no rules!
War Machine would also defeat... Sorry, you know what? I'm just going to bung a VT in this bit as well. Yeah, I'll call it War Machine Rules.
Get ready for war!
Very much in charge of any territory at the moment, are they? Speaking of, he'll see himself going. The left. Oh, Hansen's caught him! Turned him inside out. Knee into the jaw. A handspring. The double back elbow.
We've seen this before.
Picks up, slams down.
Ultimate destruction.
We're still not done. That is it. The War Machine retained. Up by Rowe. Deposited into Moose. Here comes Hansen. You're right. Hansen into them. SLATER may not be now. Handspring from Hansen. Double back elbows. Unbelievable. Defying the laws of gravity there. And oh God, pain from the War Machine. Don't go as Moose. The cover. And that'll do it. War Machine, Rose, picks up Hanson. Come on, no, oh my! Oh my, look at that! And here goes Rose! Top as well. Hanson with a big splash! Now having a bit of tenacity to your name, and that's what BRISCOE has! Look at that! Oh my God! The handspring! Have you ever seen anything like that in your life? You've seen this before? Oh God! Out of his boot. There's the power slam. Now another double pin. Surely not again. No, this time. Mark BRISCOE. Before we saw it attack the power of Raymond Rowe. Absolutely superhuman as he slams them both down. Did put his head down too soon. Up into the power slam from Hanson. Aslan leaping, slams him down. Hanson with the big splash. 350 pounds comes down on the chest of Lucky Kid and War Machine. Rowe slams Hanson onto the challengers. The knee of Hanson. And it's non-stop. Hanson, low cross body repeatedly of both Angelico and Ricochet. Look at the strength of one half of the War Machine. Hanson, handspring, double back elbow. He's not finished either. Rowe, and Hanson the springboard clothesline. He goes up, gets caught, power slam down. Hanson takes out Angelico. Power bombs him down. Hanson up top. A huge big splash from a huge man. The cover.
Too sweet, bro.
Oh my. Up by his partner, Raymond Rowe. Too sweet to the eye. Young Bucks head first into each other. Hanson, handspring, double back elbow. That gets caught. Power slam. Big trouble for the Young Bucks. Oh my God. The leg across the throat, and the War Machine are still the dominant tag team in the world.
After defending against the Young Bucks, PRIMATE attempted to retrieve his hardcore championship he had left ringside. Hanson would take the title and challenge PRIMATE to take it from him. Jimmy HAVOC arrived to back up PRIMATE. The two had come to respect each other, competing over the hardcore championship.
I'm not known for the most sensible ideas at the best of times, but I've had a couple of beers. If you two aren't willing to give him his belt back, then alone, together, we'll take that back off you, along with those two belts.
Really? We have a challenge.
It's not going to be a War Machine rules match. It's going to be a Jimmy HAVOC rules match. We'll see you guys unloaded.
So for now, the hardcore title remains in the possession of the War Machine. But if Jimmy HAVOC and PRIMATE get their way, they're not only taking the hardcore title back, they're taking the tag titles as well.
And look at this visual, Bradshaw. A fist bump between PRIMATE and Jimmy HAVOC. Something that I certainly never thought we would see.
Two of the most brutal human beings on the planet, and in PRIMATE's case, I use that term loosely. About to say referee Joel Allen essentially only has two jobs here, given that there are no rules. Number one, stay out the way. Number two, count to three.
He has a third in my eyes. Number three, call an ambulance. I have a feeling, look at War Machine. Out amongst the people, they want to start this match. Outside the ring, over the barrier, in the live crowd.
Bell rings are underway. PRIMATE and Jimmy HAVOC, what's HAVOC got? Well, HAVOC had something in his hand. Struggling to see from here what it was, but HAVOC, nonetheless, coming to the aid of his partner for the night. PRIMATE.
Where did HAVOC get that weapon? Did he take it from a fan? Did he bring it with him? Who knows with Jimmy HAVOC?
PRIMATE is biting Rowe. PRIMATE is biting Rowe.
Such an unpredictable situation here in Manchester. So dangerous. And think about it, this is just the beginning.
War Machine have been dominant here throughout this brawl through the crowd.
Oh, and they're coming back towards the ring. Oh, great. They're coming back towards us too.
As Hanson gets picked up by his partner, we've seen this before. Rowe slamming him down. Given that they've now beaten the Young Bucks and beaten so many other great teams, I'm not sure there's a team alive who can beat these two.
Well, I never thought that I would say Jimmy HAVOC and PRIMATE were a tag team, but for one night only perhaps, they certainly are that. Could they be the winning combination to take down the War Machine? Doesn't look like it right now.
Oh, PRIMATE! PRIMATE takes out the War Machine!
Where did the hardcore champion come from?
Smashed by Rowe, here comes PRIMATE! And PRIMATE takes out Hansen and Rowe.
We've said it before.
PRIMATE with the wrench into the midsection of Hansen. He may do it to Rowe as well.
We've said it before, when PRIMATE has that wrench in his grubby mitts, nobody can inflict damage like the hardcore champ.
What is HAVOC doing? HAVOC has Rowe. Oh, no, no, no. Oh, no. A paper cut between the fingers. No, no, don't do that. Oh. Rowe not once, but twice. Oh. Baking tray to the skull. Rowe is going to try and send PRIMATE into this ladder. PRIMATE face first. And the ladder almost fell on top of him. The challengers, both of them. Hansen takes a run up. Hansen, oh my God. What agility, as always, from Hansen. Oh, HAVOC tried to charge at Rowe. HAVOC gets sent out there as well. Dumped on top of his partner. Oh God, Hansen. Goodness me. Oh, PRIMATE's going to take a run up at Rowe. Rowe goes into the crowd. The hands of PRIMATE. This never ever ceases to amaze me. Look at the strength. Look at the power of Raymond Rowe.
Scary, scary power from Rowe.
Here comes Hansen. HAVOC taken out to retain the titles. And, oh, HAVOC kicked out. War Machine, double choke slam on PRIMATE. HAVOC picked up as well. Caught in midair on the power slam. Raymond Rowe maneuvering PRIMATE like he was nothing. Here comes Hansen from high up in the air. And no, PRIMATE out. First Jimmy HAVOC kicks out, then PRIMATE kicks out. This is unbelievable stuff from the challengers to hang in there. Well, could be a precarious position for him. He's been caught on the turnbuckle. HAVOC is climbing up there with him. HAVOC, run up! Hansen flies into Rowe, able to dominate. Hansen went for the handspring, but the trash can from HAVOC, the spear from PRIMATE. He's taping Hansen's wrist to the crowd barrier.
Well, this is clever from the challengers, trying to isolate Raymond Rowe.
Raymond Rowe perhaps taking inspiration from that match. He's going to try and do the same to HAVOC here. PRIMATE will rescue him. PRIMATE has got Rowe, a powerbomb through the chairs on Raymond Rowe. Double foot stomp from HAVOC.
No way.
The cover from HAVOC. The cover. They've done it. They've done it. They've done it. Do you believe in miracles? We thought the War Machine would never be beaten, but the machine has stopped working. The machine is broken, and the tag team champions are PRIMATE and Jimmy HAVOC.
So PRIMATE would be the first wrestler to ever hold 2 championships at the same time. He was also the first ever hardcore champion and the first ever 2-time champion. Alright, that's been 2 PRIMATE documentaries in a row. Join us next week where we'll be talking about the Internet Championship, and I promise PRIMATE is the winner.
Defiant.
I am.
Defiant.
I am.
I am.
I am.
I am. I am.
I am.
I am.
I am.
Defiant.
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 Defiant. Defiant. I am.
I am.
I am defiant.
I am defiant.
I am the villain. We are defiant.